What's up, the Manifest movement? So today's episode, I think, is going to be one of my most important ones. It's going to be an episode all about the right way to manifest effectively. That's what I'm going to be talking about. This is going to be about manifesting long term. No longer choosing manifestation as a task, like, oh, I've got to manifest this or I've got to go and manifest that. Of course, we are going to focus on what you want to bring into your life. But once you start doing these things that I'm going to talk about today, you are going to start attracting everything into your life, and there is going to be no more chasing. That phrase, I don't chase, I attract. It's like, really? Like, how does that work? Well, it does work, because that is what happens to me now is I start to think of something and then it pops up, or there's less effort because manifestation is just what I do on a daily basis. So fundamentally, I'm going to take it back. I'm going to take it back to a fight I had with my sister. I take it back to a fight I had with my sister. When was this fight? Okay, it was during Easter. My two sisters were home. My sister, Susan from LA, and I have a younger sister, Debs. And I got into a fight with my sister, Debs, last year in September. And that was a big blow up, but I learned my lesson. That was the time I threw the Let Them book on the ground. I started shouting and screaming at her. I blocked her from everything. I thought we were going to end up in a fist fight. I know, I'm 42 years old. That is not the behavior that I condone. But I was so angry. And of course, it was a buildup of lots and lots and lots of stuff that was going on at the time. I was potty training twins, yada, yada, yada. But I learned my lesson. Someone can't make you angry. It's not them. You have to be able to control your own emotions. So this time, when the same topic came up again, so what happened last September was she said, you think manifestation is magic and you only put up the positive stuff about manifestation. And I was like, excuse me, I've had top neuroscientists and neurosurgeons on the podcast. I don't think manifestation is magic. I put in the work. I put in the consistency. I am showing up daily. Like, do not come for me when it's about manifestation, because I'm just telling you now, you are not going to win the fight. You are not going to win the fight. And you know why? Because I have had too many of my own experiences where I know that it just works. It works when you believe. And when you don't believe, guess what? It's not going to work for you. When you don't show up daily and work on yourself, it's just not going to work in the same way as you. When you don't get your ass out of bed because you hit snooze and you're supposed to be in the gym and you stop making those commitments to yourself, well, then you stop believing in yourself. This happened to me this week, trying to get into Eden One Gym, my hit and run class, couldn't get in. There was a wait list. So I wake up in the morning on Monday morning, bank holiday Easter, and I see you're off the wait list, you're in. Because I was getting up anyway. I was like, I'm going to the gym regardless of whether or not. Get to the gym, get to the class. There are 5 people in the class. 5 people. 17 people booked, because you can have 12 and you can have 5 on a wait list. 17 people booked. Imagine that. And only 5 then showed up. So that means 12 people didn't get their asses out of bed. They hit snooze and I got a spot, right? The same thing happened to me today. Last night, tried to get into hit and run, couldn't get into the class. You need to book them on time, and I'm a bit of a disaster for doing that. So I need to get better processes in place. Woke up this morning, still the class was full. And then all of a sudden tried to book it again, and I could book. I went into the class and I'm like, so there you go. And then people say, it's not working for me. I can't manifest. I want to be fit and healthy. I want the soulmate. I want the baby. I want the money. But what are you actually doing? Ask yourself the question, what am I actually doing to manifest this? You want more money. So what are you doing to get that money? Like, ask yourself, what am I actually doing to get more money? And you're like, well, nothing really, because I have a job and I earn XK a year and I pay my bills and that's all I can do. No, it's not all you can do. You change your thoughts, you change your life, your money mindset. It will change the money that is coming into your life. It will change it, guaranteed, like absolutely guaranteed. And then I had, so I'll go back to the fight with my sister. But one thing that I have is that a lot of people, when it comes to money, are stuck on winning the lotto. We're going to win the lotto. We're going to win the Euro Millions. I'm going to win the cash machine. Stop dictating how the money is going to come. You just don't know how. I have a great story. Yesterday, and I'm going to go back to the fight. Okay. So yesterday I had to pay 2,450 euro for piping work at my house, right? Our house is the manhole for 4 or 5 houses on the street. Yeah, if you are buying a house, check where the manhole is. You don't want to have the house that has the manhole, right? So where all the sewage comes through your house to your house, it's gathered there, it goes out to the main road or whatever. So anytime there's problems, we've got to sort it out, right? So anyway, 2,450 euro it cost me. And I was like, okay, Yvonne, you're not going to start complaining about how expensive it is, how unfair it is, that it's your house, it's your here, that this isn't fair, that you have to soak up all the costs. You're not complaining about it. This is a situation. It is what it is. It's outside of your control. You are just going to have a positive mindset around money today. So I was off I went with money in my pocket. Money multiplies. My money multiplies. And I was cha-ching, universe, show me the money. Next thing, my husband texts me. He's like, guess what? The airline, we had an argument with an airline over something. Let's just say like it was anyway, I'm not going to get into the story. 1,300 euro he got back. 1,300 euro. Cha-ching. Then what happened was my husband wants to go to a football match in Kosovo, right? And he said, well, guess what? That resort that you want to go to, that 5-star resort you want to go to, that I have said no to all along. Well, because I want to go to a football match, do you want to go there? So I told him yes. Now listen closely to this money story. I said yes. And he said, we'll check the prices. So I checked the prices. And he said, will you email them and tell them, can you get any deals? Can you get any discounts? And I said, there's no way. There is no way that this resort is going to give me a discount. They're always booked. It's 5-star. It's luxury. We're not going to get a discount. He's like, just try it. Stop manifesting in the negative. And I was like, all right, I'll try it. So I tried it and they came back with a price that was the exact same as the price that I got on the website. And I told you to him, I told you that they're not going to change their minds. And he was like, listen, Yvonne, you obviously don't do this often, because he does our insurance, he does our house insurance, he does our car insurance. He's like, you go back and say, I got that price on the website. Can you do any better? Guys, they came back with 1,500 euro off. 1,500 euro off. So with the 1,300 and the 1,500, it's effectively an abundance of 2,800, and I had spent 2,450. So there you go. Bubbing, the money comes back. It comes back. But when you are being challenged, you're wondering, is it ever going to happen for you? The doubt kicks in. You're being ghosted by a guy. You have another miscarriage. You're not even getting pregnant. You can't get on the property ladder. And believe me, this is all I'm seeing at the moment, because we've got the housing crisis. Is I'm never going to get on the property ladder. I'm never going to get on. It's so hard. It's such a bad. Okay, your wish is the universe's command. Yes, it's hard. Life can be hard. But you sitting there complaining about it and talking about it over and over again is not going to change the situation. It's not going to change it, right? My sister in LA, we have a WhatsApp sibling group, sent me a video of the diary of a CEO talking to this, I think it was an economist who predicted the 2008 crash, right? So effectively, he's now predicting that we're going to have a food shortage with all this shit going on in the world, right? So she said, oh my God, listen to this. And I wrote back to her and I said, I'm not going to listen to that. That is not good for your subconscious mind, right? So my younger sister said, Yvonne, stop putting your head in the sand like we have to be practical. Hey, I've heard about it already between conversations, hearing it on Instagram, hearing it on TikTok. I don't have to watch the news to know that there is shit going on in the world. And I hear this about the food and the food prices and the oil prices. I can still go take action, go into my supermarket and start stockpiling food, right? I don't have to listen to an hour and a half of a podcast that is just going to drain my energy, lower my vibe, and tell me what I already know. You need to stockpile some food. So yes, I'm going to actually start doing a little bit of that because who knows, at least I'm prepared, right? But I'm not consuming that. I am not going to consume it. So like I said, manifestation is a lifestyle. It is who you are. It is how you show up in the world. It is the podcast you listen to, the books you read, and how you react to situations. So back to the fight with my sister. So I'm chatting to my sister and we're chatting about manifestation and she's like, yeah, like manifestation can work and all that, but it doesn't work for everything. I'm like, no, I'm just going to stop you right there because yes, it does work for everything. No, it doesn't always work for everything that you want. Yes, it does when you believe, right? And then she said, well, like some people are just destined not to have a soulmate. No, I don't believe that. I just don't believe that, right? I don't believe that. And I was like, that's just not true. I have this incredible story of a woman who was manifesting her soulmate. She's older than me. She's about 10 years older than me, so say 52. And we met for coffee recently. Now listen closely to this story, and it applies whether you're manifesting a soulmate, a baby, dream job, dream house, whatever the hell it is. And she's on the dating apps. She's telling me these stories, right? And we're not such good close friends that we'd be texting each other back and forth. So I did not know this story. I didn't know the ins and outs of her dating and all that sort of stuff. So we're having coffee. And she's telling me she's on the apps and she met these guys. And she's telling me two stories of being on these dates, one date with a guy that turned, right? And I mean turned scary for your safety sort of way, right? But this gal, you're not going to mess with her. She knows her worth. She is straight up. She is a straight shooter. Like she was like, hello, this is not happening. Goodbye. See ya. Right. And then some other guy said something like really like, yeah, you have a lovely face, but your body is just not there. Right. Just like, damn, but like I said, this girl, this woman, she believes in herself. She's worthy. She has confidence. She's like, I am size sexy. I love my body. Right. So she's like, that's it. This shit, I'm off the apps, but like, I will meet somebody. I'm sure I'll meet somebody. But, and this is what people said to her. And this was said to me as well. Your standards are too high. You're never going to meet anybody with the standards you have. And you know why they said that to her? Because she told me that she had an amazing father in her life. He was absolutely incredible. And she had a few brothers, like 3 or 4 brothers, right? And they always treated her well and they were very respectful, right? And so they said to her, you're never going to meet anybody. Like your standards are too high. And she's like, no, like I'm not lowering the bar. And the same was said to me. You've got too many checklists. Your checklist is too high. You need to lower your standards. No, thank you. I'm not lowering my standards. I have standards. I'm going to meet somebody who meets those standards. The end. Fact. Anyway, not long after those dates, not long after she said, yeah, I will meet somebody. I don't care if you tell me that I'm not going to because I'm not listening to you, right? She walks into a bar and she meets a guy. He's a little bit older than her, and I met her on St. Patrick's Day walking down the street. And I nearly fell off the sidewalk. This guy was such a babe. Like, beautiful, tall, handsome, silver fox. I sent her a message after. I was like, girl, is that your man? And she was like, yeah. I was like, he is divine. Like, get it, girl. Love that for you. Like, there are stories that are happening like that. But if you keep telling yourself, I'm never going to meet somebody, she's older than me. She's 52 or 3. I'm not actually sure, but like early 50s. Get it, girl. Love that for you. It's all the things that we are saying to ourselves, right? So my sister's telling me this about the soulmate, and I'm telling her about all these people. I had another lady on one of my Manifest Challenge. She was in her 60s and she met her soulmate. So you're not too young, you're not too old, you're not too fat, you're not too thin. Like, it can happen for you, but you have got to believe that it is going to happen. And here's the thing, right? Here is the thing, and I know this myself. I was told, you're probably only going to bring one twin home because of your, so effectively, one twin probably won't make it. When I was early stages of pregnancy, this was based on nothing other than the fact that I was older. I was 38. My obstetric history, so my fertility journey, my history was, I had 3 miscarriages. I had a late loss at 21 weeks. So, and my age. So, unlikely to bring 2 babies home, but have more of a chance of bringing at least one, but still your odds are not 100%. Well, it's never 100%, but it was still fairly low. And I was like, yeah, no, that's just not happening. Two boys are coming home. And like, I knew this because I had visualized so many years back. And let me tell you something. That twin pregnancy was the most straightforward, easiest pregnancy of all my pregnancies. And guess what also? I had made huge mistakes in prior pregnancies that I always focused on the baby. The baby in the arms, the baby in the arms. I never thought about mom, myself. And what happened after my son? Ended up in like an intensive care unit due to my heart. After Polly passed away, I hemorrhaged, needed surgery after her, hemorrhaged, had to go back into the hospital. What happened after Penelope? I hemorrhaged again. You think I would have learned my lesson and I would have visualized a good outcome for myself. I hemorrhaged again, needed a C-section. I had a C-section infection, and which is really dangerous, by the way. And I needed a blood transfusion. The twins, nothing. It was perfect. Now, they were in the NICU, but it was just pretty standard stuff for twins because they're typically born a little bit early for a week. And they were out I went in on Christmas Eve and they were out on New Year's Eve, 1 week. Perfectly healthy. Mom was perfectly healthy. Me, no hemorrhaging, no heart issues, nothing. So what changed? I'm telling you this. I did not allow somebody else's thoughts to creep into my head to think that it was not possible for me. I was having twins, 2 boys, and they were coming home. Both of them. The end. Fact. That was happening. And a lot of people say as well, but I'm manifesting a baby or I'm manifesting money, and I'll go back to it. Listen, when I was manifesting a baby, let me ask you this. I was taking action just like you have to do on absolutely everything you're manifesting. And let's just take an example. For the baby, I wasn't drinking out of plastic bottles. I was drinking out of glass. It's better for you. I wasn't touching receipts because of the toxicity in them. I wasn't getting my clothes dry cleaned or wearing perfume because of the toxicity. I was drinking 0 alcohol. I was nothing. My diet was perfect. I was exercising. I wasn't eating any food out of any plastic containers. Everything was glass. So ask yourself the question, are you really doing everything? Are you really showing up? Are you really? And here's the thing. All of these rules, I read on ChatGPT that the number one thing that comes up on Reddit, that people are overwhelmed by all the rules with manifestation. There's so many rules. You need to take action. You need to visualize, but don't be attached. You need to surrender. There's so many. But how about I just break it down to one thing for you? I'm going to break it down to just one thing. Don't even think about surrender and letting go. Don't even have that in your mindset. Just this one thing. Believe. You have to create the belief that it is possible for you. And the only way you are going to do that is to play the game. It's like Florence Scovel Shinn wrote in her book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. Manifestation is a game. You are constantly trying to raise your vibe and play the game. And when you raise your vibe and play all these games that I do, right? It increases your dopamine, which is motivation. It lowers your cortisol, less stress, less lack. You start to focus on it. Neuroplasticity, your mind starts to focus on, opportunities start to come up. It really is the only way to manifest long-term, so you are not chasing and you are simply attracting all of the time. So you will see in the mornings, I've started to put on my social media game, gratitude, affirmation, manifestation, and a little exercise tip. This is everything I do in my manifest challenges. The daily tips to raise your vibe every single day. And of course, you're going to have down days. You're going to be flat. You're not going to be high vibes all the time. But do what you can to build manifestation into your lifestyle. Like you, I am sure you're busy. I am a busy mom. I have 4 kids. I'm trying to sort out school and camps and preschool and lunches and swim classes and whatever else. And I'm still trying to work and manifest my dream life, right? I am not getting up to meditate. I am not getting up to journal. I am not doing Miracle Morning where he asks you for 60 minutes. No busy mom or person has that sort of time. And you don't need it. If you take anything away from me today, you don't need to be doing that. What you do need to do is to build manifestation into your daily life. The daily habits you already have, bring them in. I was in the shower today. I had to get up, get to the gym because I got into the class. I didn't do my gratefuls. So while I was in the shower at the gym after the class, I did the gratefuls in my head. I was like, okay, I'm really grateful. What happened yesterday? I usually base it on the day before. Then when I got home, I was drying my hair. I'm saying affirmations, right? When you're brushing your teeth, build it all into your day. It's the only way to stay consistent. Have a little morning routine. Ask yourself, what do I do every single day that I can build manifestation into? You probably shower every day, brush your teeth every day, right? Those are 2 things. I know every single day I make coffee, every single day in my coffee machine. So every single day, that's when I play the game. I think of one thing I'm grateful for. I say one affirmation. I think about my top thing I'm manifesting, and then I pick a tip for the day, which could be saying like, going out on the street telling people, I'm a vibe, you're a vibe, in my head, of course, or tapping my card, I'm abundant. I could be luxury shopping when I'm walking down the street. Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that house. I'll have that car. Thank you. Like I'm playing this game. And all it does is it just raises this vibrational frequency and puts me in a better space. So if you're struggling to manifest, it's not coming into your life. Ask yourself the questions. What am I really doing? Am I doing it on a consistent basis? Have I made manifestation part of my lifestyle? And if you haven't, start following my morning tips or my nighttime tips, listening to these podcasts for the tips, or join one of my challenges. Okay? That is the way. Consistency is key. The daily habits, bringing it into your life every single day. And let go of the surrender and let go and all of these other concepts that you've heard about. And do one thing. Believe. And how do you believe? You create it. You create it by doing all the consistent daily things that I've talked about. You buy yourself a card that you would expect to receive if you manifest it. You buy yourself a little object. You want another baby, put out a small, buy a little baby bowl and a plate, put it out in the morning while you're having your own breakfast. You want to manifest a soulmate, put a toothbrush in a bathroom. You want to manifest more money? Walk around into shops, finger point, and say, I'll come back for that. I'll take that. Try on the sunglasses and the bags and the nice clothes. It's simple. It's actually really simple. But you know what? Manifestation just gets totally and utterly overcomplicated. And what happens is when you're not seeing the results, or when you're challenged, because you will be challenged, by the way, you're not getting away from that, you lose hope. And when you lose hope, your mindset goes downhill and you stop manifesting. And then maybe a month or 2 months or 3 months later, you're like, oh, I'm ready now to start again. But you're always manifesting every single day. The words out of your mouth, the way you behave, the way you react, it's manifestation. So start manifesting on a consistent basis. You've got this. You can do this. Everyone has the power. Everyone. So, see ya. Oh, and we do have our March Manifest Challenge sold out. The April one is now sold out, but we do have May, which is about confidence, self-love, self-belief. And if you want to join it, get on it, because that one's probably going to sell out too. Not probably, will sell out too, because I'm manifesting that. And manifestation, you don't manifest what you want, you manifest who you are. So it all starts with you. So it's a really good one for anybody who needs more confidence, self-love, self-belief, self-worth, all of that sort of stuff. So get on it. Don't be a faffer. If you're going to join it. Don't wait around. Until next time. See ya. And if you like my vibe, please subscribe.